And yes, we're on. Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Toolan, and I would love to welcome you to Christmas Carols in the City. Now, I'm really sorry you can't be here. Thank you for still joining in. Hundreds of people, hundreds of our amazing supporters are watching at home whilst we broadcast live tonight from the quite, frankly, beautiful Manchester Cathedral. Thank you, seriously, thank you for tuning in. I know there's lots of good stuff on the telly you can be watching. Thank you for the support for the amazing Manchester Foundation Trust charity, which I'm sure, as you know, does all the fundraising for NHS hospitals right here in Greater Manchester. I can say you are going to be rewarded seriously tonight. You are in for a real treat. It's going to be fab. I've heard the rehearsals. The choirs are incredible. They send a shiver right up your spine. You get tingles on your tingles. The harmonies are very on point. I hope you're all warm and cozy and settled at home with your tea and your bickies and your Christmas jumpers on. Please now welcome our first song of the evening. You're going to love this. From Manchester Grammar School's Close Harmony.
Once in royal David's city stood a lowly cattle shed, where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother mild, Jesus Christ, a little child. He came down to earth from heaven, who is God and Lord of all, and his shelter was the stable, and his cradle was the stall. With a poor and mean
wasn't it? Manchester Grammar School, Close Harmony. More from them coming up. So it's beautiful, isn't it? I told you wouldn't be disappointed. Listen, I'm very proud to be here tonight to guide you through the evening. I've supported this incredible charity for many years. I've even hosted this event in the past, actually, and it's so lovely to be invited back. Being part of tonight's event is very special for me, and believe me when I say you have a terrific night coming up. It's our 8th annual Christmas Carols in the City, kindly sponsored by our friends at PG Tips. Thank you, PG Tips. I have more good news as well. Thanks to our corporate partners, Peninsula Group, everything tonight, including the ticket sales and the donations, is going to be match funded. So pound for pound, they will match everything you've given us tonight, which is just incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Peninsula Group. There's actually a QR code on the top of your screen. It'll be up there somewhere if you can have a peek, or on the brochure if you got the brochure in the post. So anything you can do tonight to donate to this amazing charity is going to be doubled. Thank you to them, the Peninsula Group. And finally, you might have noticed by now, this Christmas jumper, complete with charity logo. A fantastic company, Brilliant Ink, have kindly supplied me with one, and you can get your hands on one as well. These are the must-have Christmas jumpers in Manchester this year. Just visit the charity's Christmas Marketplace page to find out more about these and shopping for all the other Christmas gifts that we've got on offer. The link is in your brochure, or you can just type in mftcharitychristmas.org.uk. So that is mftcharitychristmas.org.uk if you'd like to purchase any of the bits and pieces. That stands, of course, for the Manchester Foundation Trust Charity, which is hugely important to our community here in Greater Manchester and indeed beyond. And their mission is simple: to support the excellence in treatment, research and care that they provide to the 2.5 million patients who are entering the 10 hospitals in Manchester each and every year, including, of course, the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital, Manchester Royal Infirmary, St Mary's, and, of course, Wythenshawe. Now, the charity does make a real difference to the people who use any of those hospitals by making sure they continue to receive the very best treatment using the very best facilities. Now, I know many of you guys here tonight have relied on these hospitals for care, either for yourself or for loved ones, for relatives or whatever. Or maybe you're watching now, you're one of our incredible staff members. We know lots of staff like to join in with the event. Well, wherever you are and whatever's motivated you to join in tonight, a very big thank you, seriously, from the bottom of our hearts. Manchester Foundation Trust Charity just wouldn't exist without support from people like you. We've come together to celebrate all that has been achieved so far this year. It's been a difficult year for everyone. And, of course, to raise funds for more life-saving and life-changing projects in the future. I'm going to share some of the recent successes with you, if you've got a minute. Firstly, we couldn't do an event for an amazing NHS without mentioning, of course, the P word, the pandemic. Our staff here in Manchester always work so hard, but things certainly have ramped up during this time, and the NHS, as I'm sure you'll agree, have just been phenomenal in the last, whatever it is, 18 months. Thank you for all your kind donations. We've been able to fund projects which support things including staff well-being. This has included things like funding mental health first aiders to support the 28,000 plus staff we've got here in Manchester. The first aiders support employees who may be experiencing any kind of mental health issues or any emotional distress. So I'm sure you'll agree it's a very, very vital service, and it's funded by you guys helping us. This was also a very special year for the charity and hospitals. We saw the opening of the helipad at the Oxford Road Hospital, and I know loads of you guys at home actually helped make that possible. Thank you for your donations. It opened in May of this year, and the helipad has since transferred 18 adults and 13 children who've all received much needed emergency medical care very, very quickly, and again, thanks to you. Finally from me, because we're getting back to the music in a minute, I'm going to tell you about one more project Manchester Foundation Trust Charity has recently launched, Build to Beat Breast Cancer. basically to fund a special training centre for the National Breast Imaging Academy at the Nightingale Centre at Wythenshawe Hospital. The Build to Beat Breast Cancer appeal really has made a substantial difference to all the breast cancer services. So I'm sure you'll agree, another very worthy project the charity is excited to be spearheading. By being here tonight, by watching at home tonight, and by generously donating, please do donate, you are helping the Manchester Foundation Trust charity to keep on providing state-of-the-art equipment for diagnosis and treatment, to support research projects to improve our understanding of illnesses, and your money is going to help us to create an environment that's more friendly and welcoming to patients and their families. So generally, all round, your support really will make a difference. Also, above my head on your screen at home is a QR code. It's also on page 5 of the order of service if you've got sent that in the post. And that will send you to our very special virtual Christmas tree. This is something we launched last year. And you can basically make an online donation. You can do it tonight during the show. And you can leave a message for your loved one. And when you hover over that little bauble on the tree, whatever, you'll get to see it. And it'll be there for the rest of the year. So you will see the tree essentially kind of fill up with your names, your relatives' names as we continue through the evening. And remember, of course, everything you donate tonight will be matched pound by the Peninsula Group. Also, talking to the Peninsula Group, got to say thank you. They've provided the beautiful little teddies for the Manchester High Choir for the kids. So thank you again to Peninsula Group. We have lined up some outstanding performances for you tonight from the choirs of Manchester High School for Girls, a fine institute of learning, Manchester Grammar School, and of course the world-famous Hammond School of Music. So whatever you're doing at home, seriously, just get ready to sing loud and proud. Enjoy yourself. Share the link with your family and friends now. And right, I'm gonna shut my face. I know you're all very, very excited for the next song. So I would like now to introduce the fantastic Manchester High School for Girls Prep Choir, conducted by Melissa Heggie.
Ding dong, that is a song which joyful ring, all caroling, one seems to hear.
I love the little bow at the end. Oh, that's so cute. Manchester High School for Girls, that was just fantastic. Well done, guys. I do believe, by the way, on the opening number from Manchester Grammar School, we did have a slight technical hitch. It is a live streaming event. Apparently went off for a while, so we're going to get them to do that song again, or that hymn again, sorry, at the end of the tonight's performance. If that's okay with you guys, you think, oh no, I thought we were going home. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we've got no more technical glitches tonight. Right, I would like to introduce now the Manchester Foundation Trust Chairman. He's going to read a lovely little poem for him. This is Kathy Cowell.
Thank you, Mike. A Christmas poem by Helen Steiner Rice. I have a list of folks I know, all written in a book. And every year when Christmas comes, I go and take a look. And that is when I realize that these names are a part, not of the book they're written in, but really of my heart. For each name stands for someone who has crossed my path sometime. And in the meeting, they've become the rhythm in each rhyme. And while it sounds fantastic for me to make this claim, I really feel that I'm composed of each remembered name. And while you may not be aware of any special link, just meeting you has changed my life a lot more than you think. For once I've met someone, the years cannot erase the memory of a pleasant word or of a friendly face. So, never think my Christmas cards is just a mere routine of names upon a Christmas list, forgotten in between. For when I send a Christmas card that's addressed to you, it's because you're on the list that really I'm indebted to. For you are but a total of many folks I've met, and you happen to be one of those I choose not to forget. And whether I've known you for many years or a few, in some ways you have a part in shaping things I do. So every year when Christmas comes, I realize anew the best gifts life can offer is meeting folks like you. And may the spirit of Christmas that forever endures leave its richest blessings in the hearts of mine and yours.
Thank you, Kathy. That was lovely. The chairman, Kathy Cowell. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the uber-talented BA choral students from the Hammond, conducted by Tony Cummings and accompanied on the piano by Elizabeth Martland. They're going to be performing two absolutely beautiful songs for us.
One short day in the Emerald City. One short day in the Emerald City. One short day in the Emerald City. One short day full of so much to do. Every way that you look in the city, there's something exquisite you'll want to visit before the day's through. There are buildings tall as watchwood trees, dress salons and libraries, palaces, museums 100 strong. There are wonders like I've never seen. It's all grand and it's all green. I think we found a place where we belong. I wanna be in this royal line. So I'll be back for good someday.
Make my life and make my way.
But for today we'll wander and enjoy. One short day in the Emerald City. One short day to have a lifetime of fun. One short day and we're warning the city. Now that we're in here,
come mysterious.
What a way to be seeing a city where so many roam to.
Call it home to.
And then just like now we can say, we're just two friends,
Two good friends.
two best friends, sharing one wonderful one short day. Hush thee, my baby, the night is behind us, and black waters sparkle so green. The moon looks downwards to find us at rest, still hollows that nestle so between.
Billow meets billow, the soft beneath thy pillow.
Weary flicker at thy ease.
The storm shall not wake thee.
Will shock overtake thee, asleep in the arms of the slow swinging seas. Asleep in the arms of the slow swinging seas.
Wow. Again, something else. That's really incredible. I felt like some sort of John Lewis ad. That was so, so beautiful. BA choral students from the Hammond, conducted by Tony Cummings. Well done to them. Right, now, can you please welcome back Manchester Grammar School's Close Harmony.
The angel Gabriel from heaven came. His wings as drifted snow, his eyes as flame. All hail, said he, thou lowly maiden Mary, most highly favored lady, Gloria. For known a blessed mother thou shalt be, all generations Lord and honor thee. Thy son shall be Emmanuel, by seers foretold, most highly favored lady, Gloria. The gentle Mary meekly bowed one to me the arts and grace of God. My soul shall laud and magnify his holy name, most highly favored lady, Gloria. Of her Emmanuel the Christ was born in Bethlehem, all on a Christmas morn, and Christian folk throughout the world will ever say, most highly favored lady, Gloria.
Brilliant. Thank you, Close Harmony. Thank you. Right, next up, live from Manchester Cathedral, I'm super excited to introduce two award-winning young gentlemen who have really gone above and beyond to support the charity, and in particular the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital charity. I had these two miniature heroes on my Hits radio show the other day, and they're just terrific. If you haven't seen them already on the TV or in the newspapers or whatever, they have got one hell of a story. Huey Higginson and Freddie Javi may only be young. Huey's 11 and Freddie is 10. They've already been christened the New Anton Deck. They've appeared on This Morning. They've been on Sky Sports. They've been on BBC Breakfast. They've been at the Pride of Britain Awards. They've been on all the newspapers and stuff. The story of their friendship and determination has enabled them to raise more than £200,000 for Royal Manchester Children's Hospital charity. They're going to tell you a little bit about what they've done now. Let's welcome Huey and Freddie. Here we go, fellas. In your own time. Tell us your story.
In September 2020, I was diagnosed with leukemia at the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. It was a massive shock, and I was really worried about the treatment and how I would cope, and I just felt really unlucky. The day after I was diagnosed, I had surgery to have a port fitted in my chest, and had my first chemo the day after. I stayed in hospital for 4 weeks for intensive chemotherapy, and soon I realised I was actually really lucky to have met some of the bravest children and their families, and the most amazing doctors, nurses and staff on Ward 84, which is now Ward 86. And I'm so lucky to have a friend like Freddie.
When I heard that Huey had been diagnosed with leukemia, I knew I wanted to help him through and try to take his mind off his treatment. I realised it was just over 50 days until Christmas, so I came up with the idea of running 2k a day for 50 days, with my final run to 100k being on Christmas Day. I wanted to raise £1,000 to help Huey buy slushies for the children on his ward.
I wanted to buy slushies because one of the side effects of the chemotherapy is that you get ulcers and sore mouths, and slushies help to soothe that. And they're really just nice, and they turn your tongue blue.
I started running, and after a few days, I'd already hit the £1,000 target. I couldn't believe it. It made me want to raise more. Someone at BBC Breakfast saw my fundraising challenge and invited me and Huey onto their programme. We had to get up really early, but it was worth it. After that, it all went a bit bonkers. We were on the radio, TV and in national newspapers, and we had amazing support from Burnley FC and Accrington Stanley, who let me run around the pitch with the players. A lot of the time I ran in the dark, and when it was raining and cold, I knew Huey was having a tougher time than me, so I just kept going. Unfortunately though, Huey was in hospital a lot, but he came to cheer me on as often as he could.
Freddie's final run was on Christmas Day morning, and BBC Breakfast and Sky Sports wanted to cover it live, but that meant we had to be up and out really early. It was dark and freezing, and we only had time to open one present. I'd had chemo on Christmas Eve, but managed to join Freddie for the last bit on his run, and some of my nurses told me off the day after.
The best part of the whole challenge was Huey running the last few metres with me to the finish line. By the time I'd finished, the total had jumped up to £70,000, and it just kept going up. We had so many messages of support, and along with Huey's friends and family's fundraising, we've now raised over £225,000, which will be spent around the hospital.
Having Freddie by my side through the toughest year of my life has made it much easier. There was always something to look forward to, and the thousands of messages of support we had made me feel really special. I wish every child who is battling cancer had a friend like Freddie.
But now Huey is feeling a bit better, we've decided we want to carry on raising money for poorly children. Huey's still 2.5 years of treatment left, but as long as he's feeling well enough, we're going to run 100k each around the pitches of football grounds in the English Football League over the next 12 months.
We can't wait to get started, and it will be so good to be able to do it together.
We just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has supported us and everyone who has donated.
We'd also like to thank the amazing staff at the RMCH and to the incredible children and families on Ward 86.
Thank you.
Guys, well done. That was phenomenal. Do you two never get nervous? You don't seem to. I've seen you on the TV, I've seen you with Ant and Dec, you came on the radio with me. You guys are like superhumans. I mean, it's been an absolute roller coaster, hasn't it, really, particularly for you, Huey. So, I mean, how are you now? Most important question, health-wise now, fingers crossed, how are we doing? We okay?
Yeah, I'm much better. As Freddie said, I've still got 2.5 years of treatment left, but everything's going good, and we're really looking forward to do this challenge.
Yeah, I bet. So that you're going around all the football stadiums. Which one are you looking forward to doing the most?
Turf Moor.
Yeah.
Turf Moor, okay, yeah. You're both fans, aren't you? I say, and then a really busy year, lots more fundraising. Just remind us again how much money you want to raise now in the next year. You want to keep going another £200,000?
Yeah, as much as possible. We want to keep going for as long as possible and raise as much as possible.
What's it like then, Huey, to have a best mate like Freddie?
Freddie, or a good friend, is the best treatment anybody could have. Oh. And it's just so great to have him by my side during this tough time.
I bet. Good for you, Freddie. Fearless Freddie. And let's talk about the Pride of Britain Awards. So obviously you met Ant and Dec and everything. Who was your one favourite celebrity who you met on that day?
Well, mine was KSI.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, he was there, wasn't he?
There was a lot more than one, but if I had to say one, it would probably be KSI or Mo Farah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, guys. Well, listen, really well done. And on behalf of everyone at the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital, well done for raising so much money. You guys are absolute stars. I don't think it's against the rules if we give you a little round of applause. I think that's entirely acceptable. Amazing work you've done for the charity. Really, thank you so much, guys, honestly. You're an inspiration to everybody, the pair of you. Right, more carols now. I'm looking at you guys at home now. If you haven't sung along so far, that all needs to change now. Hopefully you've got your brochures ready. You should know this one. This is O Little Town of Bethlehem.
Thank you.
again. Don't forget, by the way, watching at home on our Facebook live stream, you can make a donation and you can leave a message on our virtual Christmas tree. It's such a cool little thing, this. And once again, everything that you donate is going to be match funded by Peninsula Group. So in advance, very big thank you to you and thank you to them as well. Right, more music now. Please welcome back Manchester Grammar School's Close Harmony as they sing Gaudete.
Gaudete, gaudete, Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete, 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 Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete. Tempus ades gratiae, quod optibamus, camina laetitie devotere damus, gaudete, gaudete, Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete. Deus homo factus est, natura mirante, mundus renovatus est, a Christo regnante, gaudete, gaudete, Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete. Ezechelis potactos apet transito, unde lux et horta salus inventito, gaudete, gaudete, Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete. Ego nostra contio salatiam in lustro, benedicat Dominus, salus Regi nostro, gaudete, gaudete, Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete, 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 Christus est natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete.
Manchester Grammar School, Close Harmony, singing Gaudete. Thank you very much, guys. Right now, it is your turn to sing along at home again. Give it loads, full pelt, please, for Good King Wenceslas.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night,
choirs, giving it a bit of the good King Wenceslas. Love that. I hope you were singing along at home, please. Thank you. Don't think we can't see you. Next up, we're going to do something a little bit more modern, a bit more up-to-date. Let's welcome back the Hammond, kicking off with something from Elf.
Late, the skyline's growing dim, while others deck the halls. You dream of decking him. My choice in men has always been pathetic, I suppose. The guy who stole my credit cards, the guy who tried on my clothes. So a row of self-help books line my bedroom shelf. But there's one rule those books forgot: you never fall in love with an elf. His endless talk of Christmas Town will test your every nerve. Still, he's kind of cute, I guess. Well, if you grade on a curve. And though you vowed you'd never sing, just look at yourself. You're halfway through a Christmas song called Never Fall in Love with an Elf. The holidays will seem bittersweet while you're alone in bed. But how can one girl ever compete with a magic fat guy in a flying sled? Go ask 100 single girls from here to Philadelphia. They'll say it's clear as day you're in for sleepless nights. If you date a guy who has a thing for tights, you'll never fall in love. You never fall in love. Never fall in love with an elf. It's as clear as a jingle bell if you're a single. Well, don't fall in love with an elf. Okay, can I just say something crazy?
I love crazy.
All my life has been a series of doors in my face, and then suddenly I bump into you.
I was thinking the same thing, because, I've been searching my whole life to find my own place. Maybe it's the party talking or the chocolate fondue.
But with you,
I found my place.
I see your face, and it's nothing like I've ever known before. Love is an open door. Love is an open door. Love is an open door with you.
With you.
With you.
With you.
Love is an open door.
I mean, it's crazy.
What?
We finish each other's
Sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say.
I've never met someone who thinks so much like me. Jinx! Jinx again! Our mental synchronization can have but one explanation.
That you
And I
were
just meant to be. Say goodbye to the pain of the past. We don't have to feel it anymore. Love is an open door. Love is an open door. Life can be so much more with you.
With you.
With you.
With you.
Love is an open.
Can I just say something crazy? Will you marry me?
Can I say something even crazier? Yes!
Great stuff. Love is an open door, of course, from the movie Frozen. Done brilliantly there by the Hammond. Fantastic. Well, I hope that's got you in the mood. I hope you've been singing along at home. I hope you're enjoying the show at home and you're in fine festive spirits for the final section of our evening. Please welcome back Manchester Grammar School's Close Harmony and Rob Kerry.
Sing this night, Christ our Lord, in a lowly manger lies. Bring your gift, worship at his cradle. Hurry to Bethlehem and see the Son of Mary. See his star shining bright in the sky this Christmas night. Follow me joyfully. Hurry to Bethlehem and see the Son of Mary. Angels bright, bear the news with its message of good cheer. Sing, rejoice, the King is come to save us. Hurry to Bethlehem and see the Son of Mary. See his star shining bright in the sky this Christmas night. Follow me joyfully. Hurry to Bethlehem and see the Son of Mary. See, he lies in his lover's tender keeping. Jesus Christ in our loving arms asleep. Shepherds walk out to worship and adore him. Away the harmony is still the Son of Mary. See his star shining bright in the sky this Christmas night. Follow me joyfully. Hurry to Bethlehem and see the Son of Mary. Let us all pay our homage at the manger. Sing his praise on this joyful Christmas night. Christ is come, bringing promise of salvation. Hurry to Bethlehem and see the Son of Mary. See his star shining bright in the sky this Christmas night. Follow me joyfully. Hurry with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of a star sweetly gleaming, here came the wise men from the orange land. The King of Kings lay thus in lonely manger, in all our trials, born to be our friend. He knows our needs, our God doth us
Well done, guys. That was phenomenal. Really, really good. We've got one more hymn from these guys. Obviously, the one that got cut off at the beginning. Once in Royal David City. We've got to wait for the pianist to make it up to the top of the tower there. While she's doing that, I hope you've had a great night tonight. I really do. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Again, sorry you can't be here. Obvious reasons why. But I hope you've managed to sing along at home. I couldn't hear you, but I'm sure you were fabulous, darling. From me, Mike Toolan, and the whole charity team, I want to say thank you really so much for you taking the time out of your Wednesday night or your Tuesday night for joining us and supporting the Manchester Foundation Trust charity. It really does make a very big difference. It really does. It'll positively impact all the experiences of so many of the patients who come through our doors, including, of course, young patients like little Huey, which is such an absolute trooper, wasn't he? A terrific fella. All the patients that use our hospital services, not just at Christmas, of course, but right throughout the year. So your support is so appreciated. I'd also like to round things off by doing a couple of quick thank yous. Thank you to our event sponsors for tonight, PG Tips. Thank you to our charity partners, Peninsula Group, for kindly match funding every single penny that's been raised tonight. Thank you to the wonderful choirs that have entertained us tonight. All three of you have just been absolutely phenomenal. I've had so many kind of hair on the back of the neck type moments from the podium tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you to Sterling Productions, who have enabled this broadcast. Obviously, we were supposed to have a cathedral full of people tonight, so it's all been very last minute, but thank you to all the guys there. And, of course, all the guys at the Trust for making this happen tonight. And, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Finally, thank you to you, of course, for being part of tonight. On behalf of Manchester Foundation Trust Charity, we really hope you have a brilliant Christmas and a happy 2022, a happy new year. Is she ready? Are we good to go? We think so. Okay, final one of the night. Let's really immerse ourselves in everything festive for once in Royal David City. Take two.
Once in Royal David City stood a lowly cattle shed, where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother mild, Jesus Christ, a little child. He came down to earth from